By the time knowledge becomes a frightening affair, the man also realizes that death is the irreplaceable partner that sits next to him on the mat. Every bit of knowledge that becomes power has death as its central force. Death lends the ultimate touch, and whatever is touched by death, indeed, becomes power. A man who follows the paths of sorcery is confronted with imminent annihilation every turn of the way, and unavoidably he becomes keenly aware of his death. Without the awareness of death, he would be only an ordinary man involved in ordinary acts. He would lack the necessary potency, the necessary concentration that transforms one's ordinary time on earth into magical power. But to be concerned with death would force any one of us to focus on the self, and that would be debilitating. So the next thing one needs to be a warrior is detachment. The idea of imminent death, instead of becoming an obsession, becomes an indifference. Now you must detach yourself from everything. I don't want to be a hermit. To be a hermit is an indulgence. A hermit isn't detached, for he willfully abandons himself to being a hermit. Only the idea of death makes a man sufficiently detached so he's incapable of abandoning himself to anything. Only the idea of death makes a man sufficiently detached so he can't deny himself anything. A man of that sort, however, doesn't crave, for he's acquired a silent lust for life. He knows his death is stalking him and won't give him time to cling to anything, so he tries, without craving, all of everything. A detached man, who knows he has no possibility of fencing off his death, has only one thing to back himself with: the power of his decisions. He has to be, so to speak, the master of his choices. He must fully understand that his choice is his responsibility, and once he makes it, there's no longer time for regrets or recriminations. His decisions are final. His death doesn't permit him time to cling to anything. And thus, with an awareness of his death, with his detachment, and with the power of his decisions, a warrior sets his life in a strategical manner. The knowledge of his death guides him and makes him detached and silently lusty. The power of his final decisions makes him able to choose without regrets, and what he chooses is always strategically the best, and so he performs everything he has to with gusto and lusty efficiency. When a man behaves in such a manner, one may rightfully say that he is a warrior and has acquired patience.